How we got out of that mess and eventually landed on positioning that was really good for us is we sold a deal to an investment bank. And it was kind of by accident. We hired a sales rep that had a relationship with somebody very senior at the investment bank. That we did a good pitch in there. We showed him our magical feature. And what that customer taught us is that feature was actually very, very valuable to investment banks and the way that they wanted to manage relationships inside the bank. Once we figured that out, then it was like, okay, we actually have a feature that's really, really valuable for a subsegment of this big market. And we knew at the time, Siebel couldn't copy us on that feature. So we narrowed down the positioning, and instead of saying we were enterprise CRM, we were CRM for investment banks. And the great thing about that is that we never got into a real head-to-head against those guys again. So we would come in and say, hey, we're CRM for investment banks. And the customer would say, oh, well, wait, doesn't Siebel do that? Like, don't you guys compete with Siebel? And we'd say, Siebel, we love those guys. It's so big, so smart, so many people. They're like the world's greatest general purpose CRM for like call centers and manufacturing plants and I don't know what, but not you, Wolf of Wall Street. You need something special. Let me show you this thing. And then we would show them the thing and talk about the thing. And so our plan was to absolutely dominate that space. And then once we had dominated that, we would be building the product and making the product more mature. And our dominance in investment banking was going to allow us to get into retail banking. So we were going to expand the market from there. And then if we were successful in retail banking, that would allow us to get into insurance. At that point, we would reposition ourselves as CRM for financial services. If we were successful there, then we'd be big enough and successful enough to challenge the market leader and take over and be enterprise CRM, which was still the long-term goal.
So is this about